Hi guys. Welcome back to RT Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes. Welcome back, guys. Ooh, I got something on my... Welcome to anybody new. Welcome to all of you who support the RT Share Tea podcast. This has been amazing. All right, guys. So I'm very excited about today's episode. We are doing Q&A on the asthma certification exam and on asthma education programs. A lot of folks from across the country have been asking me these questions, so I think this is just the appropriate time to address these things. But before we go into that, please note that we are on Google Podcasts every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and on YouTube every Thursday. All right, guys. Oh, and for those of you who are coming to AARC Congress in November, I'll see you there. I will be speaking on that Friday, November 11th. I believe. And for those of you who are looking for CEUs, we have 8 CEUs available for those looking for asthma or COPD credits. So you can go to QHCseminars.com. That is QHCseminars.com for your 8 CEUs at $89, which is a good price. And your girl be talking, so we're gonna have a good time. All right, so the description where you can register will be in the we will put it in the description of this episode. Okay, so like I said, I'm excited because people from across the country, respiratory therapists and healthcare professionals have been reaching out, just saying their experiences and their them just being curious about what I do, how it is to be an asthma educator, how it is to take the exam, how is it to run an asthma education program, working with grants, being a respiratory therapist and doing community engagement. So I've been getting a lot of questions. So I figure let me just answer a few for you guys on air. And folks have been calling into the show. Know that you can actually on Spotify, you can leave a message to RT Share Tea podcast if you want me to answer your questions, and I can do it on the air. So that's kind of cool. And also, you can contact me on LinkedIn, Linda Nozart on LinkedIn, and also on IG, I'm the Asthma Lady RT. Once again, the THEE Asthma Lady RT. All right, guys. So let's do this. So our first question is from Gina Wilson. All right, so.
Hello, I found your semi-podcast kind of sort of videos on LinkedIn. My name is Gina Wilson. I am a registered therapist of over 17 years. And actually, just over the weekend, I kind of started doing some research looking for part-time work.
Okay. Gina's looking for part-time work.
As an educator, I work for Cigna. I am a respiratory case manager. I'm the supervisor, and we work telephonically. And I was just looking. I used to work in the hospital, and then I used to work part-time. And I'm just looking for something additional and just kind of wanted to know what were the requirements or how difficult is the certification for the test?
Okay.
I know you said that you took the test back in 2010, so I know things have changed.
Right.
Being a respiratory therapist, you would think that it would be easy, but sometimes I know those tests can be very challenging. And what type of study apparatuses?
Okay, well, Gina got cut off, but if you didn't hear, well, first of all, let me just say, hi, Gina, and thank you so much for being a supporter of RT Share Tea podcast. It really touches my heart. Okay, so what Gina is saying is that she's looking for part-time work and she wants to be an asthma educator, and she's wondering about the exam. So we have been having questions on how challenging is this exam. Okay, so yes, Gina, I did take this exam 10 years ago, and I know a lot of folks that took it recently, and I'm also a speaker for a few prep courses and refresher classes. The challenge is with that exam is that you have to know how to take the exam. So what a lot of professionals, healthcare professionals, do is they assume because they are a nurse, a respiratory therapist, a doctor, a PA, they just up and take the exam without any type of prep course or studying. And this is where you need to take a prep course and you need to study for the exam, right? Take practice questions, because the exam is about knowing how to take it. So if hopefully I'm making sense. And you need to have the stamina for the exam. It's a long test. It's a 3-hour exam, and the questions have a lot of fluff in them. So you have less than a minute to pick the right answer. And like I said, they'll put so much into the question, and all the answers are correct. So you just have to pick the right answer that is correct for that specific question. So that's why you have to know the style of the exam. And for part 2 of Gina's question, the prep courses, there's so many of them, and they're good ones. There is the American Lung Association has their Asthma Educator Institute offered every couple of months. Kettering has a prep course. The AARC have their prep course, and all of those are pretty good. Also, I already mentioned in the beginning, QHC seminars, they offer a prep course about twice a year, and I speak for them. So shameless plug. So that's a good one too, right? So yes, once again, Gina, thank you so much for being a listener to RT Share Tea. Appreciate you. Okay, so we're gonna go to our next question. Okay, so another question. Well, actually, Caitlin asked the same question. How challenging is the national board exam? I just said it. Study and take a prep course. You'll be fine. Okay, so here's an interesting question from Joseph from Ghana. All right, so Joseph from Ghana, he's a respiratory therapist in Ghana. All right, so he wanted to know, does the NBRC allow foreign trained RTs to take subspecialty classes and exam in the US? And if yes, what are the qualifications? So this was a very interesting question from Joseph, and I appreciate him for even reaching out to me to get my advice on this. So, okay, so according to the NBRC, you have to be a CRT or a registered respiratory therapist that graduated from a COART approved, a COART certified respiratory therapy school. Right, so you graduated from there. Once you have that, you qualify to take the asthma education certification. Now, you can take it in Ghana, but there will be $150 international fee. So there is a fee for that. So what you do is, and to see if you qualify, because I don't want to misspeak, but the NBRC does have a handbook, and they highly advise you to go to the handbook and check that out. But my belief is, I want to say, yes, you can take this exam. You can take prep courses in the US, or, webinars that are online, and go in that direction. Now, note that there is also the 1,000 hours of already providing asthma education track. So if you are, let's say you are not a respiratory therapist, you're not a nurse, you're not a PA or any of these things. If you are just say like a public health educator that has been already providing asthma education, you can apply to take the exam, as long as your current place of employment can prove, or your past place of employment can approve that you have the accredited 1,000 hours. So on the form, I have the form here. On the form, on the form there is a verification of 1,000 asthma clinical hours. All right, so and this you have to fill out only if you are taking the exam for the first time. Okay, so if you already proved that you had the 1,000 hours and it was already validated, they already, have it, you don't have to do that again. So that's another track you can take if you really want the AEC behind your name. All right, so thank you, Joseph, for reaching out to me and asking that question. Okay, so and for those of you who want to call in, or you want to share a story that you have that is respiratory related or hospital related or working in the community, please feel free to reach out to me in rtsharetea@gmail.com. That is rtsharetea, TEA, as in the drinking tea, at gmail.com. Okay, so we got one more question. Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. And this is from Danny. Hi, Danny. Danny reached out and he wanted to know, what do you need to do to start an asthma education program? Okay. So that's a good one. So this is what I'm going to tell you as somebody that's been doing this for some time now. I'm going to say where to start is you need a needs assessment. So pretty much wherever you are or the community you want to cater to, you cannot make assumptions and you can't assume that they need a specific service without data or some type of evaluation. So we don't assume now. We get the actual proof that this community needs that, and you do a needs assessment. And a needs assessment can be complex because it deals with like we said, data collection, but don't fret. You can always start with your local or regional department of health. So start there, right? So your needs assessment, you're basically looking at the community, what is supposed to be happening health-wise, and seeing what is happening health-wise, and identifying the gaps between these two. What is the discrepancies? So that's what the needs assessment. So you have to start from there. So if you're looking for funding or stakeholders or just people to buy in, you have to start with that. All right, so Danny, I hope that helps you, and if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me. All right, so well guys, I thank you so much for listening today. I hope you learned something here today. Once again, we are here every Wednesday on Google Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts, and we are on YouTube every Thursday. All right guys, thank you for the support. So I just want to leave you guys with this. As always, remember to invest in yourself and to only compete with yesterday's version of you. See you next time. Bye.